I'm Chimome Mangazi with Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you business and economic news stories making headlines. In the program today, Malawi's external debt skyrockets by about 1.8 trillion kwacha in 10 years. Also in the program, economic experts and industry captains describe the first quarter of 2021 as a mixed bag. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Government external debt has skyrocketed by about 1.8 trillion kwacha within a decade. Figures from the Reserve Bank of Malawi indicate that external debt has risen from 179.5 billion kwacha in 2011 to 2.021 trillion kwacha in 2020. However, economic commentators say the money borrowed does not reflect the expected economic development. Justin Nkwel has more in this report.
According to the report, external debt was seen at 1.056 trillion kwacha in 2015, but hit 2 trillion kwacha last year, an amount almost equal to the 2.3 trillion kwacha 2020-2021 national budget. In an interview, Center for Social Accountability and Transparency Executive Director Wile Kamwandila said the levels of borrowing in the country do not reflect development on the ground. He then lamented that borrowing in Malawi has a tight rein such that citizens are hardly updated on
money. So to answer your questions, the projects on the ground do not match with the figures that have been borrowed so far.
He then called upon Parliament to rise to the occasion and make sure that they are approving loans that will develop the country.
We appeal to Parliament to rise above the occasion, to provide the desired oversight, to make sure that they approve funds that are to do the right things, to make sure that they monitor projects that are funded by borrowed funds, so that we do not have scenarios where projects are dumped, where there are non-existent projects when funds have been borrowed.
In a separate interview, Oxfam country director Lingalireni Mibawa said the picture is mixed because in the period between 2011 and 2020, the country faced significant humanitarian crisis as a result of droughts, floods, and now the COVID pandemic. She said these exerted pressures on the fiscal space and meant that the government put some borrowed funds into recovery, not growth. She added that government could do better, however, by borrowing to support drivers of growth rather than to finance recurrent costs. She said cardinal to Malawi is government management of external debt being consistent with Public Finance Management Act and especially in curbing corruption and theft, which bleed the much-needed resources for the country's development. The Malawi 2063, a long-term national development blueprint, aims at making Malawi an inclusively wealthy and self-reliant nation by 2063. NPC Director General Thomas Muntali said it is encouraging that the government is establishing a debt retirement fund and some innovative financing mechanisms, including a local bond to finance some transformative projects. Treasury spokesperson Williams Banda said in an earlier interview that the government was devising ways to reduce borrowing.
Economic experts and industry captains have described the first quarter of 2021 as a mixed bag, citing resurgence of COVID cases and confidence built by the COVID vaccine as major determinants of performance of business and the economy during the period. This comes against a background of a drastic slow in business in 2020 owing to the pandemic. We have more in this report.
President of the Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, James Chavula, says there is a lot of confidence among business players and the public that promises a pickup in trading activity going into the second quarter. He says currently the chamber is consolidating data from its members regarding how they performed in the quarter, especially in the manufacturing and trading sectors.
People, most of them are going to get vaccinated. So if that goes on, then people will approach their various assignments with confidence. And confidence plays a lot of role in productivity. We should say it is our prayer and hope that we'll get back to there. But one sees the human effort being there. People are now making an effort to get back to normal and do as much as they can.
Economic expert Donatius Patera added that the performance of the first quarter has not been satisfactory and the shocks are many. He says apart from the COVID pandemic, the public finance management has been poor, adding to the already lagged economy. And these are views of some small and medium-scale business operators in Blantyre.
I would say, looking at how we've actually done our business, between January and March, this is April, I think we've been now it has started to pick up. It's started picking up, and we are expecting that we are even going to get more and more orders, especially towards the end of March, with the statement which was actually given by the state president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, that local businesses should be having business again from MTS, and even the private sector we should be giving business to each other. I think this is one of the things that has actually, as I'm talking about, towards the end of March. It's only a week or so, but things have already started picking up. Yeah, so at least I should say towards the end of March, towards the end of the first quarter, things have started picking up.
2021 has been a little bit difficult in terms of business environment. As you know, for the pandemic that had arose in the sea, so say so in short. With this vaccine, we have some hope that business can go back to normal, because now some fears are now I can say are now going, because once some individuals, or I can say half of population, will be vaccinated, I hope business will go back to normal.
It was fantastic and super, because I believe that the sons of God, the children of God, being the owner of everything, they receive while the liver is dry. It's when you receive. It's when I receive, and I'm receiving. For me, it's grown and it's growing. That's a fact, because of what I'm doing here and the quality of what I'm doing here. And more schools are coming. Look at St. Patrick's. I'm doing order for St. Patrick's. I'm doing for Kamuzagada. I'm doing for King's Foundation, New Ela. They're flocking because of the quality of what we're doing here. That's a fact.
The government projected a 4.5% economic growth for 2021.
This is Business Time on Times. We'll be back with more business and economic news stories. Players in the real estate sector have revealed that they have lost 30% of their businesses to the continued COVID pandemic. They, however, are expressing confidence of a recovery and growth in the near future owing to the COVID vaccine being administered. We have more in this report.
In an interview, Chief Executive Officer of InnoBuild Limited Company, Billy Chiwota, said most of their clients use disposable incomes to invest in land which was affected by COVID. He, however, was quick to mention that the business is promising as a lot of people are opting to own property, especially land and houses.
The business has been affected since we rely on cash flows from other sectors as a real estate property development sector. This is the final investment that people make. So as these other sectors have been affected, people are kind of shelving the investment plans that they have. Instead of investing, maybe most investing in the real sector, people are actually making sales that they sustain themselves during this pandemic. Suffice to say that we have got a positive trend since people now are realizing the benefits of investing in real property. So despite the impact of the COVID in the sector, but still we are still making some progress and some strides as far as business is concerned, and also investment decisions by people is concerned. In general, I think there are two aspects. Firstly, the general sector. The general sector, I would say that it has dropped maybe with 20 to 30% as compared to the time that we had no COVID. But maybe specifically talking about InnoBuild, with the business that we do make, we've not seen a great impact. Maybe this has come about because of how responsive we are to the market. When we see that there's such a pandemic like this one, as InnoBuild, we've managed to come up with good pricing policies that would suit the situation that is on the ground, or the pandemic that is on the ground. So we've not been quite affected as InnoBuild, not as a sector. As a sector, we're affected.